Okay folks, I'm really hyped for this. I've just got my brand new DJI Mini 4 Pro. And yes, I did buy this. I didn't get it for free, but I'm really excited to take it off for its very first flight. I've not flown it yet at all, so I thought I'd share this experience with you good folks. I've been a huge fan of the Mini 3 Pro, and I'm looking forward to this upgrade because first off, we have full obstacle avoidance here. I did crash my Mini 3 Pro one time, and although that was my own stupid fault, if it did have the full omnidirectional obstacle avoidance, it wouldn't have happened. And look at this, it's even got these little landing legs. They're new. Now, as is typical, I get a brand new drone and the day it turns up, it's actually really windy. So I'm not sure exactly how much I'm going to be able to fly today, but I really do want to get this thing up into the air. And the Mini 3 Pro did handle winds not too bad at all. So I've already gone through the first time setup. I'm going to go ahead now, remove the gimbal protector, get this turned on, get the screen controller turned on. I also have my dedicated GoPro hat here, so you folks should be able to see what I can see. Without any further ado, let's get flying. Okay, so we've just got a satellite connection, and I'm going to just go ahead and calibrate for first time flight here because I haven't done so yet, if I'm honest. So tapping the three dots on the top right hand corner of the screen, under the safety tab, we're going to scroll all the way down, and I can feel that wind, which makes me a little bit nervous. We're going to tap calibrate on compass. I don't think we really need to do this because, well, the DJI Mini 4 Pro is a really clever drone and it knows it's which way it's facing. But let's go ahead and we're just going to follow the on-screen prompts. So we're going to start turning horizontally until I think we get a bleep. After 3 turns, is it? Oh no, no bleep, but we do get a prompt on the screen to turn vertically. So have the gimbal and the camera facing up towards the sky. And there we have it. So calibration is complete. So, oh, this is exciting. We actually get to take off now. And there's a couple of ways we can do it. We can move both of the joysticks into the bottom center at the same time. That will get the prop spinning. Or we can simply tap the takeoff button. For example, on the screen here, if we tap that, we can see takeoff. Let's go ahead and hit that, or hold it down for a second. And that will take the drone straight into the air and it will start hovering. And it has that GPS lock. So it is very stable. Hopefully you folks can see that through the camera on my GoPro. And I'm just going to gain a little bit of height here and move it away a few meters. That's just so we don't have the noise of the props interfering with my commentary here. But I've got to say, that is keeping position fantastically, which is what I would expect from a DJI drone. The Mini 4 Pro is the latest iteration, so I didn't expect anything less than this. But obviously, DJI are pretty much offering the best drones on the market, and so we get these premium features here, such as fantastic GPS. So I'll tell you what, folks, let's just have a look at the screen here. I will also have a look at my video settings, and we can start recording some 4K video and seeing how that looks. Okay, so what I want to do is select video here. And if we want to change our settings, which are right now selected in standard video mode at 4K 30 frames per second, we can just tap the frame rate and the resolution down at the bottom here. And one of the great things about the Mini 3 Pro, sorry, the Mini 4 Pro, is that we are able to record in up to 120 frames per second in 4K. Now, it's only allowing us to select up to 60 frames per second right now, and I'm assuming that's because of the video mode. It's simply selected at standard. So I will record at 60 FPS. However, if you did want to record at that 120 FPS, tap these settings again and just simply select slow motion. You can see that at the bottom of those 3 options. And right now that defaults to 1080p 200 FPS. That would be really, really awesome slow motion. But 4K 100. I said 4K 120, I meant 4K 100. I said 4K 120, I meant 4K 100. That's what this drone supports. And yeah, that 4K resolution is going to give you a much richer look. But of course, if you want an even deeper slow motion, then the 1080p resolution will give you that choice. But I will switch things back to normal mode for now. Keep it in 4K 60. Let's start a screen record, shall we? And just running through some of the basic controls here. There's a little bit of wobbling in the air there with the drone, but that's not because of the GPS lock. That is because it's so windy. And we're only at 25 feet as well. Oh, goodness me. Flying this high today is going to be a little bit nerve-wracking. I don't want to lose it on my first flight, but this is DJI, so I don't expect that to happen at all. Right, so we have the gimbal wheel here, which is on the left, as I look at it, of the controller, the top left wheel. And I have to say, as always, the gimbal controls are really smooth there. And then on the right, we have zoom. Now, this is only digital zoom, so you will lose some information, okay, if you zoom in too much. Okay, I'll take it to about 130 feet. Just drop that gimbal down a touch there. And yeah, let's take it out. Now, if we do get any strong winds or gusts, the DJI Fly app will give us warning about that. It will say strong wind warning. But hopefully, you know, it doesn't seem too bad at the moment. And wow, straight away, the drone has just gone out of my line of sight because I've taken off where there's a great big tree in the way. So I just need to move my position a little bit, I think. In fact, I'll just move the drone over to where we can see it. Now, because the GoPro isn't obviously my real life eyes, you may not be able to see as much as I can when it comes to looking at a small itty bitty drone in the sky. One thing that you can do is set up AR. In fact, I think it's already set up by default. You can see if I just turn the screen round a touch here, on the right hand side there, and there in the center of the screen, we have our location with an H marker for home point. So at any point, if you lose your bearings or don't know how to get back, you can of course use the auto return to home functionality, which we will test out, or you can just see where the yellow home point marker is and then just fly back towards that point. Okay, there's the drone. I don't know if you folks can see that on the GoPro because it is quite small for me. It's one of the downsides to these mini drones is that you do tend to lose line of sight a little bit more quickly because of their smaller size. These drones are still a ton of fun to fly, and the increased transmission if you're not flying line of sight is just phenomenal with OcuSync 4.0 here. We have the external antenna, big improvement on the DJI Mini 3 Pro. But I'm just whizzing it around here. And yeah, it's flying as well as I would expect from a DJI drone. Absolutely beautiful. I'll tell you what, it's so much fun flying these drones. It really is. So excited to test out the DJI Mini 4 Pro and get into all the different features that it offers, especially the features that go above and beyond what were available with the Mini 3 Pro. I mean, there are waypoints. We've been asking for waypoints for so long to be officially supported by DJI. I think they were just waiting to have that full obstacle avoidance, which is now present. It makes me think, what are the upgrades going to be for the Mini Pro 5? I guess it's just going to have an improved camera because pretty much everything else is at the peak of technology now, isn't it? And it's just gone out of view here at about 530 feet. So maybe if we increase the height a touch. Ah, yes, there we go. I can see it again. The little blighter tried to escape us, but we've got it back. Right now, it's a little black speck in the sky, but I can even see from this distance, it is keeping its position very, very well. Even though, as I say, it's a little bit windy today. The DJI Mini 3 Pro did handle winds a lot better than I would have expected a smaller drone to. So yeah, I'm kind of thinking the Mini 4 Pro will also excel. The top of the two icons on the left is the waypoint flight. I'm actually going to leave that for another video. I need to look into that more myself first. But as I say, that is one of the new features for the Mini 4 Pro. You could use it on DJI's previous mini drones, but you had to download third-party apps such as Litchi for that to work. Obviously, with the Mini 4 Pro, it's all built into the Fly app. So what we're going to do now is tap the return to home button. Make sure you don't land it. You don't want to have to go hunting it down. And just hold the return to home down, and this will engage the advanced return to home feature for the Mini 4 Pro. And this is going to calculate the best and safest route back. If there are any obstacles, it will work around them. And it's really an upgrade to the return to home that we've seen in previous mini drones from DJI. So here she comes, right on schedule. Now, obviously, there's not a huge amount of obstacles for us, so it is just a straight return to home. But at least, you know, we can see that the technology itself is there and working. But of course, return to home is mainly used for if you lose connection to your drone, if your whole screen goes blank, if the controller shuts down, if it loses the transmission, then return to home is going to engage on the actual drone itself automatically, which is obviously a huge thing for it to be able to do. And then you won't lose it even if you have no control over the flight.
Landing.
And I like the way that the gimbal pivots downwards so we can see exactly where the drone is going to land. Now, of course, we took off from the picnic table here, so we'll see how close to that we are. Well, we're not going to be landing on it, I don't think. So I'm going to cancel that landing for now. Okay, I can hear the obstacle avoidance has kicked in as well. We can see it was probably about 4 feet away from its takeoff location. Well, since we took off on the end of the table, probably more like about 6 feet. Pretty standard for one of DJI's drones, I would say. So what I'm going to do now is just hover it over the table and try and bring it down for a landing. And we can do this just by holding the left stick. And they land so beautifully, these drones from DJI, they really do. Now, you can also land simply by pressing the land button on the screen or the button on the controller, the physical button. But honestly, folks, that was my first test flight, and well, I've got the drone back, so I'm happy about that. We didn't have any issues at all. Okay, folks, well, that was my first test flight with the DJI Mini 4 Pro. It flies superbly. I expected it to, and it did at least meet those expectations. Obviously, we haven't tested out the multitude of features that are included here, so I'll certainly be looking forward to making videos on all of that good stuff. So please do stick around the channel if you want to be notified of when they go live. But overall, I think DJI have released another cracking drone as part of their Mini series. I just don't know where they're going to go from here now. The Mini 5 Pro, I can only assume it's all going to be about the camera on that, but hey, it's probably going to be at least 18 months away, so let's stick with what we've got here. I was just curious. But folks, have you been flying the Mini 4 Pro? If so, what are your thoughts so far and what are your favourite features? And if you haven't yet got the Mini 4 Pro but are perhaps thinking about it or have thought about it and chosen not to purchase this, then please do share your reasons for your decision down in the comments. I really do enjoy taking part in these conversations with you guys. But thank you so much for stopping by for this video today. First test flight of the Mini 4 Pro. I think it was a success. I'll see you next time.